Fire, nice. A.S.M.R. Taps and smells. With new messages in Alchemy. With sprays. Forgive me. Those itches. Thing is with Alchemy is, you know, it's funny, you know, how it's just like opening this candle up and all your manifestations will appear before your eyes. So as I go open, it's just like that. Tastes just like it says. Alchemy. Alchemy. Going back to graphene. The graphene goes into the alchemy. Amalgamations. The basics of alchemy were turning of lead into gold, finding new objects, things, turning the lead into gold, and finding the objects in the metaphysical world to find the gold, find what you were looking for, the transmutations and the fermentations. The thing is, the alchemy comes with a periodic table, and see what this smells like. Kind of curious. Just comes, but the metaphysical table or the periodic table aligns perfectly and draws perfectly, connects perfectly with the periodic table to the scientific table. And the thing is that that the both are like heads and they both can join. One can't operate without the other. So if you need the scientific periodic table to draw from every different resource such as copper, niacin, plutonium, all these different resources from Mother Nature and the earth. Mother Nature. You would definitely need a spell chart or a spell table to conjure up and summon different things. If you wanted something to go more supernatural in a way, supernatural, but something that would be against nature per se, But you would want something that bring to life something almost outer-worldly, something that would defy all the odds, per se. That you could really create a new organism. And the thing is, though, you could really transition into a new population, a new beings, new organisms, creatures, infusing your everyday object from planet Earth, from the scientific periodic table, into creatures that could be like an army, or perhaps even, per se, fallen angels, if some believe and maybe some don't. But it's fun to conjure up, to summon, to think up, right? Okay. So, how would it be done, per se, if you power stick spray, if you could conjure up such beings that would be like an army, or an army of fallen angels, or a fallen race, I should say. How would you do it? Power stick, cool blast, unleash the power stick, unleash the graphene, unleash an army. The blood DNA of animal mixed in with the graphene, and the graphene. Fire nice, fire nice, fire nice, fire nice. That, put the cap back on, sealed. That you blend the two, because what do the two have in common? The graphene, either blood or animal, human blood, but also human DNA, or animal DNA. What do they both have in common? They both have life, per se, because there's life in the blood, there's also life in the graphene. Get it? So, in order to make such creatures, such beings, maybe even fallen angels, for all we know, as a human race, I don't know. Also with some maybe technologies, even today, you could perform a ritual that goes back to the occult, that you sorry, I'm pulling something out. You could create some sustenances. That would be thick. Graphene resembles motor oil or resembles something more on the thicker side of things. Its symbolism, you could see it. You could see it as, and you don't have to take what I'm going to say as reality or true. It's just a thought. It's just my belief. But what if it's all symbolic? Symbolic. It's a good smell. Phoenix, clean and strong. But what if the graphene is symbolic for corruption? The corruption of every life form DNA, including animals and humans alike. That, what if we could summon such beings with the occult and the blending of blood, either from the sources and also from the scientific periodic table, whichever source it would be, from rocks, trees, or anything else, plus the DNA and life which is in the blood stream, from the humans to the animals, to blend in perfectly with the graphene, and both conjoin and mix perfectly together. Just think about it. Think about it. You can't have one without the other, right? So, what if with a set ritual and the right ritual, you make the right being, creature, non-human, human, but resembles us. But it's not so fiction as we think, like we see in the movies, but it's real. And it all just takes the right ritual, right spell, and maybe even the right technology, for all I know, but it's just something to ponder on and think on the depths of how symbolic the graphene really is in our world. And flip the bottle. Clean and strong, 2-in-1 shampoo. X, like a phoenix rising, right? You know, graphene, you're creating something. You know, it's almost like something's rising out of the ashes that was just newly created, newly thought of, and you took every single component you needed. You know, in the back of the bottle has different ingredients, so you use the different ingredients from the periodic table off the alchemical periodic table, and with your scientific periodic table, right components, the right ritual, whatever you call it, wanted to do, and you conjure up something. But the only thing is, though, how do we know these things would be good? I tend to wonder about that. Wonder. Put that back away. And we classic pomade. Axe. Classic pomade. Let's open her up. Switch out hands here for 1 second. Yeah. Put that down for 1 second. Oh, dropping stuff. But what if we, actually I don't think I want to mess with the pomade for today. I'll just put that back away. Look, nasal relief. It's been hot today, pollen's out, you know. Maybe I should use this. Spray. Do we actually know what we're messing with when it comes to the two periodic tables? The alchemical table and the scientific periodic table. Nasal relief. Yeah. Maybe it's not such a good thing. Maybe even in the movies sometimes they come back, displays this when he's summoning this demon with the right components. See, just like even the right components have on this bottle. You don't know what you're messing with sometimes. And sometimes maybe when you go too far, it will come back, or it will get you. The results could be deadly. Malfunctions are real. Wrongdoings, sorry, forgive me. Who knows? It's way too much. Not doing the right thing without the right protection can cost something. Put that back away. Seal this. Ching. Not doing, performing the right I'm gonna put you down for 1 second. I got it open. Pomade gel, but almost like pomegranate, but clean cut look. We're messing with the wrong things, and going back. Ingredients. Put that back. Going back, seal that back. But going back. The alchemical table is pretty much for spell enchantments with the right mixings from the periodic table of every component it needs, and the alchemical table is just for spells with the right sustenances, and the right mixers, the right mixings, like graphene, human DNA, which also human blood mixed in, or animal blood, the right spell. You create. You're creating something more in yourself. But maybe we are summoning something much more malevolent than we realize. Something we may have no control over. But going back into the history of graphene and the occult, one may say that, it's harmless, yes, it's symbolic. But what does it all mean? Maybe it's not as dangerous as we think. But hear me out. Put this down. Put this back, I should say. Hear me out. That. What if? Some photo frames. Kind of tinkering around a little bit. What if random tappings, put this back. What if we are messing with things, it is symbolic, the corruption, these movies, such as take a tissue. That what if got too much in my nose? That the graphene is too strong than we think. No different than an elixir or potion, but it's something else. It has the right components, the right things, the right I'm going to get more constructions. The right components for chaos. Just like something in the alchemical charts that you would need one second. Found it. Just like this. Charcoal. It would be substance. But it's almost extraterrestrial, just like Venom in Spider-Man. It's not from this world. Think about it like this. That just a drop of this stuff touching the human DNA, animal DNA, doesn't matter, but most importantly, who thrives in this world, over the animals, the kingdoms of this world, over everything. Who does it? Is human beings, Homo sapiens. So, one drop, just one. Just like the ingredients and going back, at the top level of the alchemical table being chaos. One drop penetrates the human DNA, and that's it. We are fully corrupted. Per se. Don't have to believe that. It's just a theory, just a thought, just a belief of mine. Just putting it out there to ponder. Get it? Okay. But just like the charcoal, clear tape extracted off graphite to extract graphene, and even oxidized to be liquefied and move in different motions, different ways, different things it does. Just like the blue woman in X-Men. It'll be dry, liquefied, it's wet, dry, liquefied, whatever. Different physicalities, has different properties, whether it be dry or wet. It does different things. It attracts the magnets, spike proteins per se. And so tap 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 tap. It has all the components to create life. But what is this life per se? Look up the top component element in the alchemical chart of graphene. What does it tell us? What does it tell us? Tell us, tell us. What does it tell us? Tell us, 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 tell us. It tells us it's chaos. So what are we creating? Chaos. Per se. Just my belief, just a thought, just a theory. You decide. You decide, you decide, you decide, you decide, you decide, you decide, you decide. Been studying alchemy for years. Don't know if anybody believes if there were really giants and all this stuff we see, even in our movies, going back, Lord of the Rings, the trees, the orcs, Noah, the rock giants. Physicalities that are almost really supernatural to vessels per se. But how are these beings being created? How? That's something to ponder on, right? So, the component such as charcoal, the graphite, and pencil lead. See, even take some of this, look at it, just like that, comes out, black gooey substance, just for brushing teeth, not for me eating, so, but chaos, 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 or is this an evil consuming good? Just like Cain and Abel. Just like Abel's bloodline, not Abel's, but Cain's blue bloodline consuming the good bloodline, which would be Abel's bloodline. You don't have to believe anything I say. It's just kind of putting it out there, right? So, but something cool to ponder on, right? Graphene, graphene, graphene. Herbal Brush Buddies toothpaste infused with activated charcoal. The activation is key. Activation. The activation means life. Something that is activated. So something that can also draw on a magnet is not dead. It is living. There's life in it. How else would something be supernatural infused that was just physical or could not even speak, like a rock or a tree? You need the right components. You would need the right material. You would need the right ritual. Ritual. To create. Such beings. How would they be created? the creation. But are we applying chaos would be the result? That's for you to decide. Again, just putting it out there. Fire and ice. That's it. Take it or leave it. It's just a theory. It's just a thought. It's just a belief of mine. But again, beliefs are just like opinions, right? Hey, I'm a thinker. I think a lot. I dig into these things. I've been studying alchemy for years, and this force above, I would say, I'm not calling it God, I just believe there's a universe. I believe in that. Helps to connect the dots. And how do the dots connect? By everything I've just told you. But studying a little bit deeper, maybe I would be revealed a little bit more. Who knows? With the activation comes a combination of life forms of the organisms, every component that is needed and needed and needed and needed to produce life, regardless of what kind of life, whether it be good or bad. It is life. The life that is needed to breathe, to see, to move, to reproduce, to birth other beings, other things, humans, regardless if it's humans and humans or not. It is life. I wish it was all fiction, fire, and ice. There's some things in this world that are fiction, or even the things that are reality are more scary and more crazier than fiction, right? And even everything we perceive to be reality is not always reality. Get it? Okay. So far, everything that is being constructed in our world is not always the case. Not always the case for things. Back to the marshmallow crispies. I like to smell this stuff, so I was getting tired of the charcoal, but everything we perceive to be reality is not always reality. And not saying. I'm gonna go ahead and take this bad boy out. I want to smell it a little bit more. Is not always reality. The Matrix may be real. It broke. These are really good. This may not always be the case for the human existence to take on, per se. But everything I have talked about just now and told you about, you can take it or leave it, but it's something to ponder on. Fire and ice. Something to ponder on that even with the right technologies, even we had today, some say we didn't have the right technologies, or they didn't have the right technologies that we perceive to be great, like the ones we have today. But I would make you more and fully aware that the technologies that were used even then, some say it was a great flood, some say it was other things that had destroyed the world, it was a meteor, it was other things. But besides the point, besides that, that the technologies that were being used But my understanding, my beliefs, were fallen. And it isn't weird how all these other technologies, including graphene from the graphite, and yes, you can see it as technology, even if it doesn't look like in the exact form you perceive it to be, is none other than technology blended in with things, but also used with technology we even have today to make beings, things that are not of this realm, maybe even other dimensions that we can't even take on, we can't grasp, we can't perceive of in our own reality because we've never seen it before. It doesn't look real, it doesn't seem like reality. Well, what is reality? As far as we know now, we all believe in the Matrix, we all believe in different things. But can we just say what is reality? Reality really is anything you make it out to be. Fire and ice. It is just really another figment of your imagination. It is something supernatural, otherworldly, that maybe it's just too much for the human mind to grasp because we think everything is so complex and complicated, but some of the most advanced things are the most simplest questions. Fire and ice, fire and ice, fire and ice. And so we ask ourselves, well, what is chaos? Chaos can also be perceived as something that we cannot grasp. Even with technologies like this, or even with graphene, we can't grasp it. Even something that comes from pencil lead, going back to Harvard in 2004, where they just took clear tape and heat and peeled it back off the pencil lead from the graphite to extract the graphene, and they turned out they can liquefy and oxidize it down. But isn't it weird that the X-Men and the Blue Woman was a reality thing before they discovered this substance? And they were already showing it had spikes and it could move and do different things, but yet we discovered it. Then how did they not already know? I think they already knew of this stuff. It's just through the programming that we still smells good. Marshmallow Crispies, you know, that gives you that nice sugar rush scented wax cubes. Really good stuff. How do we not know that we're not already hiding these things beforehand? What do we know? Does the governments of this world that rule this world have more or know more than we think? What we think that they have. They're really just hiding things, not just Area 51, Antarctica, Area 52 in Utah, Skinwalker Ranch, but all these other things we are so unaware of, and we think we have all the answers to, but we really have no idea. Have no idea of until it's awakened and something is summoned that we just can't put back into the box. Or things, beings far beyond the millennial, far beyond our own understanding that we just can't perceive of them. When are we going to wake up? The graphene correlates back to the occult, the alchemy, transmutations, the transformations. The transformations, obviously, they go into each component of the graphene and the blood to create something that is living, because you have living. It's not like ironclad that don't mix. It's blood and the graphene mix perfectly, because each component go together perfectly in a liquid with the right ritual to make beings. But also, besides that, graphene has also gone into other archaeological and architectural things to make other things, even buildings that flex and are flexible, cars that would never rust, ever other things. But graphene is something I've been seeing for a while, and is the topic of today, at least through this message anyway. So it is something that's going to revolutionize and change this world, but what I believe is going to be a downfall. I don't want to get too deep in this because I want to be careful what I say on these videos, but going back, shake, 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 just like a bottle presents its drug facts. Drug facts, drug facts, drug facts, drug facts, drug facts, drug facts, drug facts. Drug facts. There would be components in an alchemical chart with a scientific chart, but you need to know what you're doing if you even attempt anything like this, such as this. Creatures even infused, you can even see it in, I've seen it in Power Rangers where, remember the pig, I think he was like a pig with wings, and he had body armor built inside of him. I had body armor, but I think he had body armor built in him. And he had jewels and everything with red eyes. Infusions of metal into their skin. These different beings that were being created. These beings were performed through alchemy, I promise you, and I assure you, it was chaos that made these things. Chaos, 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 chaos. Everything we know to be true really is bias. Not just fake, but just power stick. 3.5 ounces bonus stick. Reality. But is also bias on a narrative that is being ran. Is also bias. But perceive it how you want. Fire nice. It is what you make it. It is how you see it. Alchemy and the graphene. Fire nice. Good night.